Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel once again. This is your friend Abhishek, but not a financial advisor. And with that being said, guys, I'm not here to make you buy or sell anything. I'm not a financial advisor, and that's why you should be doing your own due diligence. Yes, you can make this video as a part of your own due diligence, but your own decision matters the most. So don't get influenced by us YouTubers. Do your own research and then only make a decision, because ultimately it's your own hard-earned money. So today's video is about a penny stock which has a huge upside potential in my opinion. Again, that's just my personal opinion. And why? Well, that's what the video is about. So let's just jump on to the video. Okay guys, so before we jump on to our best penny stock to buy now, which in my opinion could have a huge upside potential, I would just like to recap few of our penny stock picks in the last few days in our Patreon's community, which gave us more than 50% return in just a span of 2 to 3 days. So XLR, which actually gave us more than 50%, and it went to $3. We picked it up at 1.46. PowerBridge Technologies, our average was 1.7. It went to 2.5, $2.8, or even $3, so around 70%, 80%. And then we had Marine Software, and you all know the history. It made a history. So we picked it up at $2.4 and it went to $12 to $14. So that was 600 to 700% return. And then we are still holding BRQS. BRQS is already giving us above 40 to 50% return. So the next could be Invu. No, just kidding guys. Don't take anything from here as an advice, okay? So these were just the few picks which we took in last few weeks and which gave us a really good return, and all four are giving us more than 50% return, and we booked our profits and we got out. This is our strategy there. We aim for 20 to 30% on our swing trades, or 10 to 20% even on our swing trades. We get out and that's it. And if you guys are interested in joining our Patreon's community, you can find the link in the description down below, and through that you will get an access to our Discord community, plus also to our WhatsApp group. So that's it guys. Now let's move on to our penny stock. Okay guys, so the penny stock which we are going to talk about today, which in my opinion has a huge upside potential, is Caragon Networks Limited, trading with the ticker symbol CRNT, which is currently trading at $3.77, which was already up by 3.86% from the previous trading day, which was June 30th. So we can check that the 52-week range here is the 52-week low was 2.03 and the 52-week high was $6.9. The incoming volume on June 30th was 1 million, whereas the average volume is 911,000. So we can see that this stock is now getting some attention. That's why I'm bringing up this up to your attention, because it still has a huge upside potential. The market cap is $314 million, and this is important to calculate your few key ratios to see if the company is undervalued or overvalued. Of course, you can do a discounted cash flow as well, but we won't go that deep into this video because I want to keep my videos quite short, these penny stock videos quite short. The evaluation videos will be different. So if you guys want a deeper analysis for this particular company, then please leave a comment in the comment section down below. So now let's have a look at how the stock price of the company actually performed. So you can see that the stock price went as high as above $6, and then it went down, forming a downward channel. But then now we can see that this downward channel, having a dip of as low as $3, now is finally moving up, and that is our key here to actually get into this company. Now guys, I'm not a financial advisor. This information is just for entertainment purposes only, but also to bring up this stock so you can actually add this stock into your watch list. So now let's move on. First of all, a basic and a short introduction about Caragon Networks. So Caragon Networks actually provides wireless backhaul solutions that enable cellular operators and other wireless service providers to deliver voice and data services. So Caragon Networks delivers innovative wireless backhaul solutions that help us to increase our operational efficiency, enhance our end-to-end customer quality of experience as the global innovator and leading solutions provider of 5G wireless transportation. Caragon has been leading the industry for over 20 years now, And talking about the technology, well, Keragon's unique wireless backhaul technologies provide a highly reliable, high capacity wireless backhaul with minimal use of spectrum, power and other resources, which enables increase in productivity as well as simple and quick network modernization. And therefore Keragon is the ultimate choice, and it provides the most comprehensive portfolio of wireless backhaul solutions. So guys, I mentioned wireless backhaul term like around 3 times, so it's important to know what wireless backhaul actually is. So for those who are not aware about this term and this solution, well, it is like the word says, wireless. Yeah, there are no wires used, so it is using wireless communication system to transport data between the internet and subnetworks, which can help and organize mobile networks and eliminate the need of physical cabling. That's it. That's the simple or layman language to explain wireless backhaul systems. And how it's beneficial, well, it is more reliable. Yeah, it has more flexibility and scalability, so we can have a capacity of up to 100 Gbps with a bandwidth up to 5 gigahertz, and it is also cost efficient. So these are some of the benefits of using wireless backhaul systems, and of course Keragon Networks are excelling at this technology. Okay guys, so now since you got a brief overview about the company, what the company actually does, now let's move on to some of the bearish points which in my opinion, I find are quite bearish about this company. And it's quite important to know the bearish side of the company and the bullish side of the company. So we will do some quantitative and qualitative analysis. So now let's just jump on to the bearish side first. Okay guys, so the first bearish sign is actually from its financials, and financials are one of the most important things to look at. Though I do think, in my opinion, that some of the penny stocks or some of the stocks which are in the growing phase might not have such incredible financials. Their margins might not be good because they are investing more of their money and they are taking more debt to grow their business. But again, this company is not as new as we think, so financials are quite important to look at in this scenario, and especially when we are talking about increase in inflation and all this stuff. Then the companies, those who are generating a positive cash flow, are actually more favorable investments. So anyways, so as you can see, the revenue actually decreased, yeah, since 2019. So from 2017 until 2018, they were growing steadily. Even their earnings were growing quite steadily, but then pandemic struck. So pandemic is one of the reasons, big reasons, why their revenue growth was declining. So we can see that the revenue growth is declining, and also the earnings actually declined quite a bit. So this is one of the big red flags in my opinion. Now let's move on to the second red flag. Okay, so the second red flag is also from the financial point of view. So we can see that the profit margin is at minus 4.14%. Though I have seen much worse performers who are getting a much higher price target, and yeah, in that case this is still in a good condition, but yes, but it's not acceptable in my opinion. And the operating margin is at 0.11%. Their operating margin was actually much better than this, and the profit margin was also much better than this before the pandemic. We can already see that their earnings were growing, and that means their operating margins were actually good, and their profit margins were also quite decent. But yeah, we are talking about the bearish sign, and in this case this is a bearish signal in my opinion. And then we have return on equity at minus 7.65%, which is also another red flag in my opinion. So guys, like we already saw in the beginning of this video, that the Keragon Network share price has been dropping consistently since January. So what actually happened in January? So one of the analysts, Needham, slashed Keragon Networks from a buy to underperform rating with a price target of $3.75. And the theory behind his downgrade was that he mentioned that Keragon Network was already trading at a multiple of 1.7 times its enterprise value with respect to its sales, with already the 2022 estimates. So this, in my opinion, is not that bad, guys, which made the price drop 30 to 50%, because there are many other companies who are performing at a much expensive multiple. But anyways, and then of course March, April happened, and we experienced some huge corrections. And of course penny stocks or such companies are one of the first companies which are the victim of such corrections, because people tend to move their money from such risk investments to much more safer investments, to bigger giants who are actually generating some positive cash flow. Okay guys, so that was from the bearish side of the company. Now of course, if I missed few points, then feel free to comment in the comment section down below. Now let's move on to the bullish side of the company. Okay guys, so the first bullish point comes from their Q1 2021 financial results, and here it is. So they already have some strong bookings in Europe, North America, Latin America and India. 12 5G design wins to date across all geographies. Accelerated 5G evolution and open run momentum expected to drive multi-year growth. New SoC for 5G in progressing and expected to be tapped out in July 2021. So if we go down here, we have a comment from CEO. In 2021 has been off a good start for both telecom industry in general and for us, Keragon specifically. The amount of data flowing around the globe has increased at an exponential rate as tier 1 and tier 2 operators set up their efforts to provide enhanced 4G coverage as well as 5G services. Many of them turn to Keragon. And guys, that brings us to our second bullish point, which is from the financial point of view. So apart from getting new contracts, which is one of the bullish points, and then their improvement in the performance in 2021, which was stated by the CEO above, which we read, actually gets verified when we look into their financial results. So we can see that the revenues were $68.3 million, which was up by 22.2% from $55.9 million in the same quarter in 2020. And their gross profit was $20.1 million, giving them a gross margin of 29.5% compared with the gross margin of 25.1% in the Q1 2020. So we can see here that the chaos which was created during the COVID-19 period actually is getting better. And then we can also see that they had an operating income of $0.5 million compared with operating loss of $6 million in the Q1 2020 and loss of $1.5 million in the previous quarter 2020. So we can see that they are definitely improving their margins, they are improving their financials, and we can see that they are getting a huge revenue breakout from different geographies, which in my opinion is a really good thing. That if one country is underperforming, then the other country compensates the revenue from that poor performing country. So this is quite a good bullish point in my opinion as well. Now coming on to the third bullish point, which is the balance sheet, which is quite important to know, especially if the company can survive without taking any new debt or not. So we can see that the total current assets, which are the current assets which they can liquidate in the coming 12-month period, is around 201. So it increased, which is a good sign. But yeah, we can see that their current total liabilities also increased, but still the current ratio is above 1, way above 1. So around 1.95, 1.97, around 2, which is quite a good thing in my opinion. And moving on, we can see that the long-term assets, so the total assets are $291 million, and then that brings us to the total liabilities are $42 million. So this is a no-brainer, guys. The company is really financially stable. We can see that, and we can see that the total shareholders equity has been increasing. Okay, not increasing so much. That means that, like we already saw, that the total assets are not increasing. So we can see they didn't increase with such a big ratio as compared to the total liabilities here. So that's why the total shareholders equity there is no big difference, that much of a big difference, and which is okay because we still have a current ratio above 1, way above 1, and also the book value seems quite amazing. So that's why in my opinion this is still okay until unless we don't have a drastic change in the liabilities or increase in the liabilities. Okay guys, so now coming on to some key ratios which are also bullish in my opinion. So we can see that we have price to sales at 1.14. Of course we don't have the price to earnings ratio because the company didn't make any earnings, was not profitable, but I hope in 2021, like we saw in Q1 2021, they were already in positive operating income. So let's see how the next quarter ends and we can then check if they will have a positive price to earnings ratio or not. Anyways, so price to sales seems to be quite cheap, 1.14, just above 1, and price to book value is also not that bad. Price value with its revenue is also sitting at 1.12, which is not that expensive at all. Okay guys, so now one of the other important bullish points is this number right here, percentage held by institutions, and it is sitting at 16.33%. Now I don't think that this is an updated percentage. I do think that after Q1 results there would be more institutions, and I do think that this number must be about like around 20%, but I cannot vouch on that. I will try to find, I tried but I could not find the updated data, so I will try to find this updated data and I will try to link it in the description. So anyways, this means that this is quite a bullish signal in my opinion, and this means that it's indicating that hedge funds, mutual funds and other investing pros are taking an interest in this stock. And what exactly is driving this enthusiasm for Paragon is the growth industry in which it is operating. Now, other financial media outlets and touting 5G related stocks are priced at $80, $90, but I'm just saying that this is at a much cheaper evaluation. And when I'm talking about evaluation, I'm just talking about one multiple, which is price to sales. Of course, there are many other factors to look into, but for now I'm just looking at the ratios, and I do think that this is quite cheap. And when we talk about institutional holders, these are some of the top institutional holders. So I do think that many of you are not aware about these top institutional holders, but I'm sure you guys must be acquainted with this one right here, ARK Investment Management, who are holding 1 million shares, and then JP Morgan as well are holding around 221,000 shares. So as we can see that such big investors are interested in this stock, so I do think that there is an upside, good upside potential. But again guys, this is not a short-term stock. We do have to hold on to the stock, and we will get on to the technical analysis at what price, in my opinion, could be a good price to enter. So now let's move on to the technical analysis. Okay guys, so here we are on the daily chart of the Paragon Networks, ticker symbol CRNT. So like we already discussed in the beginning of this video, that since January the stock price has been tumbling down, forming this downward channel, but now we can see that the stock price found a good support level, and since then it has been climbing up steadily, and now it just found a new support and is consolidating sideways, which is quite good. Okay, so now one of the bullish points which I can see right here is that the stock price, the 50-day moving average is above the 200-day moving average on the daily chart, and then the exponential moving average, 21-day moving average, is above the 50-day moving average, which is quite a bullish sign. That means the short-term time frame moving averages are above the long-term time frame moving averages, which is one of the bullish sign. Now let's have a look at the RSI. So RSI is okay, it's curling up, but it's not in the overbought region, so it's still good. And we can see that the MACD is at 0.1. okay, still it needs to improve, and we should see a good convergence right here, or a divergence right here. So yeah, that would be a good sign, and that would be a much more bullish trade. Okay guys, so now let's have a look at some of the Fibonacci retracement patterns. So like I just mentioned a moment ago, that it found a good support level and went back up, and that is actually one of the Fibonacci retracement and a support level. So it did find a good support level, and then it is curling back up. So it reached another support level at $3.81, but could not hold that support level, dropped down, and now getting back up. So we already saw this pattern right here as well. So it tried to reach the support level, could not hold, and went down, then again, but it doesn't mean that we will have the same pattern in a downward trend. This could be an upward pattern. So that would be my entry level. So if the stock price can hold at this support level 3.81 for, let's say, 1 or 2 more trading days, that would be my entry. So let's say my entry could be around 3.83, 3.85, 3.9, but I would be waiting for a confirmation. And if we now look at some of the resistance levels, so we can see that similarly we have a resistance at 3.91. okay, so with the help of this extension tool, we can see that we have a resistance at 3.91, and there is a chance that the price goes back up to this level and retraces back. And that's why I said my level of buying could be around 3.95, 3.98, because that is the point where I would be confirmed. I would have a confirmation that, okay, the support level above 3.81 is tested and the resistance of 3.91 is broken. So we can see that this resistance was acting quite heavily in the past. Yeah, the stock price went below. This is a resistance level and here is another resistance level. So after 3.91, the next resistance would be 4.50. That means we still have an upside potential of minimum 15%, even if we buy at a confirmation level and then we just trade until 4.49. But my intention is not to trade like this. This is just for you guys if you want to trade it like this. So here is a pattern in front of you, but this is anyways, it's I'm not recommending doing anything. I'm not even asking you to buy this stock. So I would be getting into this company, like I said, above 3.91 when I have a confirmation that this resistance is broken, and above 3.85 for sure when I do have a confirmation that support level is tested nicely. So that is my strategy, guys, and I will be holding this until again $5 to $6 for sure, because I do think that this company has a good long-term potential, and we already saw that they are performing good in Q1 2021, and I will be watching in for the quarterly reports, and that is when I will actually be deciding whether I'm more bullish or not in this company. But I do see that all the 5G companies, as a matter of fact, do have a good upside potential in the coming months or coming years, whatever. And yeah, this is one of the futuristic stocks. So that is all, guys. That is my personal opinion, and I am not asking you guys to buy or sell anything. Please keep this in mind, that all my videos are just for informing you guys to have a look at these stocks and then do your own due diligence and make your own decisions. So that's it, guys. That's all for Caragon Networks. So guys, if you stayed until the end, until here, then you guys are pure legends, and I love you guys for that. So if you like this video, then please don't hesitate to leave a like. It really helps the channel. And if you are new here, then please don't hesitate to subscribe as well and hit that notification bell icon to get the latest updates. I will see you in the next one, guys. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and ciao.